Hello, welcome to Bob's Dungeon. My name is Bob, I'll be your host. And in this video, we're going to talk about two different books because they're both pretty short and there's not a lot to say about either of them. So we're going to put them both in the same video. And these are books to give you ideas for gifts that you might want to give to others. Because you might want to go with your standard blaster so that they can shoot people. Maybe they're not a blaster person and just like your good old melee weapon. Or if you want, you can get them a nice droid, like this protocol droid here, which will now translate everything I say into Huttese. So go ahead, translate everything. Come on. At least say hello in Rodane. Okay, at least tell me a few Ewok cuss words. So I guess I got gypped on the droid. But we're going to go ahead and get things started here by talking about Cynabar's Fantastic Technologies Droids. This book has 94 pages and a copyright of 1997. It was published by Weston Games, and all the artwork in this book is in black and white. And it's pretty decent, so let's go ahead and look at that artwork. All of the artwork in this book is in black and white. And it's pretty decent too, and it gives you a proper feel for the things you can find in this book. It's even got the logos for the different companies that manufacture droids and droid accessories. Not to mention, it's got a bunch of spider bots for those of you that may suffer from arachnophobia out there. To use this book, what you're going to need is, of course, a copy of this book and a copy of the core rulebook for the Star Wars role-playing game put out by Weston Games. You also need as many six-sided dice as you can get your hands on. Now, this book has all kinds of information on droids for your game. It goes over the different types of droids there are, and droids are in numbered classes. There are first-degree droids, which are basically medical droids for all your surgical needs. There are second-degree droids, which are like the astromechs, the kind of the engineers of the droid world. There are third-degree droids, which are your protocol-type droids. You got your fourth-degree droids, which are basically military-grade droids, security droids, that kind of thing. And you got your fifth-degree droids, which are basically your laborers, which are the guys that carry things and load ships and stuff. But that aside, this book has all kinds of neat information on droids. It's got rules for what happens to droids when you give them a memory wipe. It has rules for building your own droid from the floor up. It's got rules on playing droids as characters and how to either use an existing droid type for your character or building one from scratch. And it also has different accessories and add-ons that you can put on your droids. Different vocabulators, attached weaponry and tools and so forth. And it's even got a list of different types of droids that you can add into your game, which is pretty cool. And all in all, it's a pretty handy book to have. It's got a list of different companies that build droids, so if you want to have that kind of company thing where you have actual companies to do, espionage in or whatever, you got that. The people you'll buy your stuff from. So that's pretty cool. The next book we're going to talk about is Gundark's Fantastic Technologies Personal Gear. And this book has 110 pages, and again, a copyright of 1997. It was published by Weston Games, and all of the artwork in this book is in black and white. It was also pretty decent. So let's go ahead and look at that artwork. All of the artwork in this book is also in black and white. And it's pretty decent too, and it showcases all the different types of equipment you can get in this book. But it wouldn't be a proper equipment guide without showcasing what people really want in their games. And that would be Guns. Yep, you heard me right. Guns. And let's not forget, even more guns. To use this book, what you'll need is, of course, a copy of this book and a copy of the core rule book for Weston Games Star Wars. And you also need 6-sided dice. Now, this book is pretty cool. It talks about the black market in here, and particularly Gundark's company in the black market, how you'll find them, what to do. And the book is geared towards the new Republic era of the Star Wars universe. So all the stuff written here pertains to that time period. It's got some stories in here, so if you're into that kind of thing. And it's also got the different gear. Now, the gear is broken up. Each chapter revolves around a certain type of gear. Like there's a chapter for blasters, a chapter for melee weapons, a chapter for explosives, a chapter for computer gear, a chapter for medical gear, and so forth. But at the beginning of each of those chapters, it has a list of all the equipment found in it and what page they're on in that chapter, which is very handy. And that's pretty much all there is in this book. It's just more gear and tools and weapons that you add to your Star Wars game, which is always very helpful. And this brings me to 3 questions about both of these books. Would I use the equipment and droids found in these books if I was a player? Yes, I would, because there's a lot of neat stuff in there. Would I use these books in a game I run? And again, yes, I would. There is a lot of helpful stuff in there that you could add to your game to make it both more interesting and deadly. And would I recommend these books for your Star Wars game? Yes, I would. There's a lot of neat stuff in here for your Star Wars game. And with the companies for the droids, manufacturing companies, it just gives you so much more that you can add into your game so that it feels more real. So thank you for joining me at a look at these books, and hopefully you'll join me next time where we'll talk about something else. Bye.